Welcome back to the Journey to the FarLands. All right. Well, let's see. Let's just get busted out of here. And let's see. All right. Nothing excessively unpleasant there. I mean, walking out into the water wasn't a thrill, but hey, what the heck. All right. And now, see, there's the sun rising, so I need to go the other way. This other way, that away, onwards to the FarLands. All right. Didn't expect to swim, but I guess I forgot that I had kind of parked on the water right there off the get-go. You know, for at the end of last episode. And let's see. Probably could stand to get a hold of some more wood as I walk into an area that is loaded up with the wrong kind of wood. Well, not entirely. There's some oak right over here. I'm not going to mess with that one because horrible gigantic floaty things that look ugly as all get out. So I'll grab a few of these along the way. And that should take care of that. Anyway, here we are, episode 151. And this is the 400. Oh, wait a minute here. Let's see. At the last episode, at episode 150, it was the 457th day, so add 3 days to that. That brings us to the 460th Minecraft day since leaving spawn. And yeah, we're traveling on. And what that was all about was I had to do some quick mental gymnastics to figure out the Minecraft day because I didn't update the number in my text file that I keep open on the second monitor when I'm recording. And yeah, so I had to kind of figure it out on the fly. And as much as that sounds like fun, it's not really. Because it makes for dead air and sounding like you don't know what you're talking about and such like, and that's never, ever really all that good. It is not a situation that one considers enviable. At least this one does not consider it enviable. Yeah. Anyway, moving onwards here, let's see. Oh yes, the size of the world. Currently at 5,541.78 megabytes. Getting up there. And yeah, that's kind of an adventure, sort of, kind of, in that just making a backup of the world, the old backup copy. It takes kind of a while now. It actually takes a good 4 or 5 minutes to make that all-important backup copy of the world. Because, you know, having invested this much in the world, I don't want bugs or unforeseen difficulties of whatever form to negatively affect things and stuff and so forth. So one makes a backup of the world before making a new episode. And that way, if things, if some technical issue should cause a ruination of the episode, you can restore the backup copy and continue on and do it again and so forth. And yeah, because you don't want something like that to just kind of ruin the whole thing. So anyway, yeah, there is that. Although these days I pretty much only keep one backup. There's the current one, the main active file, and then there is a single backup of that, which I make a copy of, copy the active save before I start recording. So that if I somehow manage to mangle that thing, I can go back and fix it and, restore the backup and go on and do it again. I do have a copy of the world as it was at the end of the live stream of F3ness, which, by the way, is a year ago. Hello, wow. That just occurred to me. March 25th, 2017 was the live stream of F3ness, and here it is almost the 25th of March, 2018. How about that? Long time has gone by. Didn't even realize it. How about that? Yeah. Oh boy, do you think perhaps that we might get to another live stream of F3ness before the 25th of March on January in 2019? Do you think that might happen? I think that would be awesome if it did happen. I certainly think it can, but the question is, will it? Who knows? Only the shadow knows. Yeah. Anyway, proceeding onwards. Today is, and you probably noticed this, this is, I should have said so at the beginning, this is an evening edition of the Journey to the FarLands. This is, oh, excuse me. Normally, my normal routine for this is ideally to record during the evening before of the day before that is supposed to go live on YouTube, or very early on the morning of the date that it is supposed to be published, like at 4 or 5 in the morning, whatever I happen to be up, And this morning, I was sort of getting set up for that, and I kind of got preoccupied, because all of a sudden I was very interested in spending all of my attention and all of my efforts to avoid throwing up, because I hate doing that so much. And so I was so focused on concentrating on not doing that I just decided, okay, this isn't going to work. Shut up, cow. Nobody asked you anything, ever. The things weren't going to work, so I just decided, okay, it's time to just pack it in, go back to sleep, and try again later. Whoa. Whoa. No. No, we are not walking off the edge of that. What do I mean, we? I'm the one doing it. There ain't nobody here but the sheep and the cows and the evil chickens. And the occasional creeper or whatever, but yeah. Anyway. So, after having basically spent most of the day asleep, And yes, feeling better for having done so. I'm up and at it, and here it is, pretty much about 12 hours later than when I normally would be recording this. And yeah, so morning is evening and evening is morning, and the whole world is inside out and confused and so forth. But I guess I've noticed it before, but when you wake up in Minecraft, it sets you facing the sunrise. When you first wake up after sleeping through the night, it will face you east. At least in this version. I don't know if I haven't actually thought of whether or not it does so in the modern version, but yeah. In the old beta versions, particularly beta 1.7.3, you sleep through the night, it wakes you up, you are facing the sunrise. How about that? Now I'm going to have to look the next time I'm playing a more modern version just to see if it does the same thing. But yeah, so here we are recording in the evening, and hopefully this actually goes live on YouTube sometime at something approaching or approximating a reasonable-ish kind of hour, and if it does not, then my apologies. We'll be able to blame it on that noisy cow and the terribleness that is slow rural internet. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Speaking of newer versions of Minecraft and such like, a question in the comments recently, Terry Bradford asks, any plans for the new update? And what do you think of the new update? By that, I'm assuming that you're talking about the, by now, almost infamous update Aquatic that they're talking about. As for plans, I haven't got a clue. I actually do not have a clue about plans or anything like that just at this moment. I'm going to have to get into that and, walk around in it and do stuff with it and figure it out then, because I don't have an idea. I have not messed with any of the snapshots, and I have actually fallen way behind on watching update videos and snapshot update videos and whatnot. I normally watch, like, for example, Izuma's updates. I normally catch those every time, and I haven't seen one in probably 2 or 3 months. Just simply because it's worked out that way. I don't know. Busy at the time, or preoccupied, or any number of things that, I hadn't got to it, or meant to get to it and didn't, and so on. And oh God, will you people or cows or whatever you are, shut up. Anyway, so not having done anything with the updates, the snapshots, I have no idea, and not having seen very many, if at all, and none in the last couple of months in the way of snapshot update videos. I don't know, really. I know they've started to put some life in the oceans. There's fish of this or that kind. There's turtles. I remember there was a huge deal made about that on Twitter, and all I can say is that I certainly hope that the inclusion of turtles as sea life also includes the addition of turtle soup as something that one can use that sea life to make a meal out of. And, that sort of thing, let's see. This is like when they added parrots. I was really kind of wondering why they didn't do something like add parrot stew or something, And my thought at the time was the Minecraft parrot, the other white meat. Yeah, I don't know. The new hostile mobs and whatnot, there's supposed to be something underwater and something in the air and something that doesn't like it if you don't sleep every night and such like. I don't know what to think of all that. I think that some of these things are just going to make life more annoying. I can see that coming. Beyond that, I don't know. I'm just going to have to, at some point, get into it. And, at some point, I will be obviously getting into it. But I don't know right now what to think one way or the other. I haven't actually heard much about it at all lately. So I don't know what to think of it, and I certainly don't have any plans at the moment. Just gonna kind of cruise along and figure something out as I go, which to a large degree is pretty much what I do most of the time in Minecraft, unless I actually have some inspiration for this or that thing that I wish to do or build and whatnot. And then it's just, let's move from point A to point B and get it done, because I got an idea and it's cool and I'm going to do it. And yeah, but this isn't that. Oh boy. Lots of little bits of water today. Come on, get up there. All right, well, let's see. Okay, another question in the comments from the Ghost of the Mind. And I need to make notes. Just a second. Okay, get this back. And his question was referring to, I guess, to mention that I had made recently about having a house full of junk and garbage and stuff. Well, not garbage, just junk and stuff that I need to get rid of and have needed to get rid of for a long time. And he says, is any of it worth selling on eBay? And the answer there is an absolute unquestioned no. Not any of it is worth selling on eBay. Or anywhere else for that matter, because years ago, in the midst of one financial difficulty or another, I have several times gone through the house in search of anything that was worth anything, and pretty much, if there was something worth selling, I sold it years and years and years ago. And that's pretty much it. Anything that was worth selling is gone, long time ago. And what's left is just stuff that isn't good for anything, and or stuff that I don't want, and can't imagine anybody actually paying money for it. So I just need to get myself into taking, say for example, one 30-gallon trash bag every week. And it wouldn't even be that huge of a task to get one 30-gallon trash bag every week and fill it with some of this stuff and dump it in the trash dumpster, in that big trash bin that gets collected. Oh, come on, Minecraft. It's dark already. Come on. Jeez. Thank you. Yeah. So that's pretty much my plan, is to try to fill, or try to fill at least one 30-gallon trash bag every week with some of this junk that I need to get rid of. And if I can do that for enough weeks, I will eventually get rid of all of that garbage, all that junk and crap, or whatever it is. You know. And that will be a very good thing. And I don't know, I figure if I were to actually manage to achieve doing this every week, then I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 months I might actually get rid of the last of it. I honestly don't know, but it'll probably be quite a while. But yeah, I need to work on doing that, and I really wish the stuff was the kind of thing that I could sell and make a few bucks off of, because I'm always in favor of gathering up a few bucks, because there's never enough money around. You know how that is. There is no such thing as too much money. There really isn't. I don't honestly think there is enough, quite such a thing as enough money. At least not enough overall. There might be enough for this or that particular task, you know, or something like that, but is there really enough overall? Totally, actually enough? No, because there's always something else you need to spend it on. Or maybe there might be, oh my God, something come up that you actually want. And of course, that's a whole nother ball of wax, because then you have to decide, okay, is this thing that I want, is that okay to get? Is that too much? Am I spoiling myself? Am I just wasting money getting something that yada 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 that everybody else thinks is complete waste of time and money and yada yada? Oh well, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be nice if I could sell some of this stuff, but we're talking about like, for example, several hundred VHS tapes. And the first strike against them is that they are VHS tapes. I think these days probably the only people that would actually want any VHS tapes would be people who are collecting such things. And these are not professional tapes. These are basically, they were bought as blank tapes, and stuff was recorded off TV, and you know, it's very little of it is anything that I would ever want to mess with. to bother watching at all. And then again, of course, it's on VHS tape. I don't want to mess with that. I have a working VHS recorder or playback, or, well, it's a VHS recorder that does playback. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. It's a VHS machine. I actually have one, and it works pretty reasonably, I'd say, given that it's at least 20 years old. At least 20 years old. It has to be. And so on. But I don't want to mess with it. It's too much of a hassle. I have to look around and find the remote for it. Either that or just use the front panel controls, and that's annoying. In this day and age of remote controls, you having to use the front panel controls on a machine is really annoying. And maybe that's just me being incredibly lazy, because when I was a kid, nobody had remotes. And if you wanted to change your channel, you got up off your backside and walked over to the TV and you changed the channel. Or you told your kids to do it. But you didn't have a little remote that you could just point and click and get it done that way. And yeah, I could go on probably for a long while about things that, the way some things were when I was a kid that just weren't, just are, you know, are not that way today. And I don't think a whole lot of people would be too interested in that. Shut up, cow. Let's get up this thing. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of a little bit rambly, I guess, is one way to put it. Just, you know, I wanted to get this thing recorded, and, you know, I don't like missing out on doing this. It's kind of a big deal. And so I get in here and I do it, even though I don't necessarily quite have my head all the way together or whatever. And then when you combine that with not having felt very good 8 or 12 hours ago, that kind of adds a little bit to the not quite all there department. And this is boat day today. This is my second set of boats, and I'm on the, what is it, the third one of them. Yeah. Oh boy. I have noticed, however, that the weather is definitely moving into a more spring-like situation. And that is very welcome. I've been seeing temperatures in the 60s. I've seen it get up into the 70s a few times. And that is so much welcome, because, believe it or not, some of the cold is actually starting to leak out of my bones. And that almost sounds exaggeratory, but it's not. It's not an exaggeration at all to say that as recently as 2 days ago, I still felt deep cold all the way into the bones of my hands, all the way. This is just too regular for words. And I hear a spider. But I'm not going to go look at for. Oh, don't walk off the edge. Don't walk off the edge. Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of the cold. Got a lot of cold. Even though I had heat this year, my hands felt cold all winter long. And it's just so nice to finally begin to feel that cold leaking out and being replaced with room temperature. You know, where I don't actually, right now, sitting here for the first time in quite a while, I do not feel a chill and cold down into my hands. And that's awesome, because I have felt that cold all freaking winter long. Even though I had heat going and the furnace was running and I wasn't totally freezing, although there was a certain amount of cold in spite of how much the heat was going, which makes me think horrible things about how cold it really got. And now it's time to get dug in, because the Minecraft sun waits for no one. Alright, and throw that here and this here, and then put that up there, because YouTube hates the dark, and I'm not super thrilled with it myself when it comes to proper lighting in a video. Because what's the point of a video if you can't see anything? Alright. And throw this down here. And get some more beds and boats made. Oh, no. Get some of this out. Okay. Okay. Get rid of this. And get rid of that. And now see how much fun it's going to be to pick up the workbench. Ah, alright. I got it on the third try. Okay, well, that's pretty much, I think, going to do it for today. And we'll see how much trouble we can get into next time. In the meantime, be sure to stop by TinFoilChef.com, where you too can donate to Child's Play charity and support a worthy cause, helping kids all over the place in hospitals. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.